It's snowing right now and it's below freezing. It's really unsafe to ride. But what's never unsafe is coffee with HDR. Let's get into it.
Toby, thank you so much. And you know what? It's always nice having a cup of coffee with you, brother. And really enjoyed that intro video. Very nice. Super nice from Toby. Hey, folks, good morning, good Saturday morning, and welcome back to another exciting episode. Exciting because I said it is, I guess. Here with Coffee with HDR for show number 97. Show number 97 for November the 19th, 2022. And baby, it's cold outside. Woo-hoo, it's cold out there. Man, I tell you what, I just talking to my son here. All right. So anyway, it is super cold out there. And I know all you folks up here in the north are just going in the garage like me, sitting looking at your motorcycles going, man, you know, I'd love to take you for a ride, but there's the part of me that says, yeah, maybe not right now. I mean, every day's been like below freezing, man. And we'll talk about that as we're going through the segment here just a little bit. But first, let me get into saying good morning to all my fine friends out there that are in the chat room. Man, there's a big group here today following what's going on here. Let me find the mouse and scroll up to the top, and we'll run through these. The Smyrna Cowboy, good morning. Glad to have you on board there with me this morning. I got Ron Kelly, Mike Bodine, the Dusty Chronicles, Mini Moto's in the house. Minimoto got some new aluminum bags. You might want to check out his channel and see what he's been putting on the bike. HAV Traveler, Toby Northern, as I said, is in the house again. Toby, thank you for that intro. Captain Ed, Captain, remember that? Captain Caveman, remember that cartoon? Captain Ed, that's what that reminds me of. Brings back memories, Ed. Pete's 1800s in the house. Pete's been always doing some work on his bike. Got some cool new tires, you know. And Pete likes to egg me on a little bit because he'll send me a picture, and be like, "Look at these knobby tires," and I'll be like, "Oh man, I got to buy those for the Hemi, man. Those are really really good looking tires." It's 47 degrees in Florida. Florida does not ever hit 47 degrees. That's insane, insane. Debbie's in the house. Mallory, which is Debbie's dog. Wait, I remember I did this last week. Woof, 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 woof. Woof, 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 woof. I'm just saying hi to Mallory. That's Debbie's dog. And that's how I talk to her. Bob Nelson's in the house. Harley 103, good morning. Chuck Henson. Got a great group of people again this morning here on this fine Saturday morning. James Turner. Paul is in the house. Marine Rider, good morning at all. Central PA, 19 degrees. You know, we all know winter's coming. It's 21 right now where I am. 21 here, right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've got Ron Kelly in Buffalo, 70 inches of snow. I heard New York area was going to get 5 feet. 5 feet of snow. Oh, get your shovels out, guys. It's going to be a bad winter. I see it coming. Roguelite Andy's in the house. He's working, but he's listening. Stay warm, folks. Roguelite Andy, stay warm yourself. I hope you're working in the garage. You don't have to work outside at all today. Two Rockets in the house. And felt like my nose was bleeding. That was weird. Mini Moto. Toby nailed it. My wife would kill me if I hung all those stickers. Hey, Toby got a lot of stickers. Toby's a sticker man. He's got a lot of stickers in his garage here. Larry's in the house. B, the Rider PA. Morning, freezing in the snow. Mike Bodine, Buck Brown, good morning. Mr. Jack and everyone, nice to have you on board here with us this morning. Marine Rider, Toby, I'm just scrolling down here real fast. Jim Wilson's in the house. Good morning. Chuck, again, 125 miles south of, is it Bismarck? Bismarck. I got it. All right. Harley 103. Chuck, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Payne's Rod's in the house. Payne's Rods. Watch his videos. That's a great guy. If you love dirt bike riding and street bike riding, Payne's Rod's the man. He's going to come up here in Pennsylvania and teach me one day. Be right back. Got to get my coffee. Yep, get your coffee going. Buck Brown, good morning. Two-wheel rocket. Cold over here in Ohio, but going on the 98th annual enhanced ride and turkey dinner tomorrow. Going to be chilly, 27 degrees. Get your heated gear out and you'll be ready to go. Is there a shovel or a blower for that level of snow? Sounds more like time for a coffee with HDR. And Toby, you are absolutely right. Absolutely right. Coffee with HDR here every Saturday morning. And guys, show number 97. I told Miss HDR, and this is a true fact of life, I'm not making this up, this is the longest running motorcycle live stream show on YouTube. Live stream. Now remember I said longest continuous live stream show on YouTube. So I'm pretty proud of that fact, and I keep coming back. And the only reason I can make it here and come back every week is because all of you folks joined me. And I am going to put a HDR Adventures challenge out to everybody out there. You know, we all love challenges. We had the ice bucket challenge. We had the, speed around on your motorcycle challenge. We had the do a wheelie challenge. There's many, many challenges on the internet, right? TikTok videos, live stream videos, YouTube short challenges. So I do have a challenge for everybody out there, and I'm going to put it out there to you in just a little bit. So stick around with me to hear that challenge, because I think you're going to be pretty excited about it. I know I am. I'm ready to roll with that challenge. So, but anyway. So the other day, I think it was Thursday, was it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday morning. It got so cold here, and I put this into pretense for you, is it was actually snowing the night before, and the roads were wet, really, really wet. So what happens when you have really, really wet roads and 29-degree temperatures? Well, you get icing, black ice. The worst ice you can ever imagine possible, right? I would rather have 9 feet of ice sitting in front of my house so I can see it. Black ice you can't see. It's on the road. It looks like blacktop. It's just a thin sheet of ice. And when you hit that, you are going anywhere but where you want to be. Well, we had, let me see how I can say this so I don't put anything wrong out there. There was somebody close in our school the other day that was coming to school and driving in. Just riding along like a normal day, not speeding or anything. All of a sudden, boom! The car was absolutely out of control. Spun out, spun into a medial strip, and hit a fence. Luckily, the two fine folks in the vehicle are absolutely fine. The vehicle did get messed up a little bit, and it was a learning experience because black ice, man. You can't see it. It comes upon you for no apparent reason. You're not doing anything wrong. All of a sudden, your car is totally out of control. So, be careful out there. And that's why we tell you guys all the time. And I don't have to tell you. I'm sure you know this is a true fact that just because it's 32 degrees outside and you're like, man, it looks kind of sunny, I'm going to take a nice little motorcycle ride. If you see wet ground, if it looks wet, avoid it. Avoid it, guys, because two wheels, you are not stopping. You're going to slip and go down, and it's going to be a very, very bad day for you. So bad enough in a car, million times worse on a motorcycle. So, but anyway, let's see here. Payne's Rod says temps will be in the mid 40s a few days next week. So I'm playing hooky and I'm riding. Plan on making a video on the big announcement. Oh, Payne's Rods, I can't wait to see that big announcement. I think I know what's coming. I'm pretty sure I know what's coming. I'm sad for the other fact of it, and I'll leave everybody's imagination going on that one for sure. But let's see. I'll be on the trails. No black ice worries. Yeah, I'm sure there's no worries on the trails, but Does any of those little ponds or puddles ever freeze up? I'm sure they do. So be careful, Payne's rods. You know, just because you're called Payne's rods, we don't want you to get a pain. Okay, we don't want that to happen. We care about everybody too much on this channel, Payne, and we don't want you to get injured there, buddy. So, you know, wear your gear. I'm going to talk about gear too today because I got slammed, and everybody knows how occasionally we ride, right? Occasionally, but we'll talk about that as we go along here. Chuck said we had ice, then snow, then ice and snow again. All of the streets in town are pure ice. The highways are pretty good, though. That's okay, but we have 10 miles to ride before we can hit a highway. Harley 103 said, I've had that happen to me at 50 mile an hour. Comes out of nowhere. You're right, Harley 103. Black ice is just there, man. You can't see it. You're just cruising along. You know, next thing you know, you're wiping out. And I wear a freaking suit of armor when I ride off-road. Yeah, I know you do. I've seen that suit of armor paint, and I'm really impressed. And because of you, I now have a suit of armor. But let's get into that talk here a little bit. So, well, let's go back once because of the drive in the other day and the black ice. And, you know, why is it when it's bad outside, you get bad weather, you're going down a highway, and I'm going to work, and I'm driving about 40 or 50 miles an hour. Now, the speed limit's about 65 on this stretch of road. There were cars passing me up doing 70 and 80 mile an hour like it was nobody's business, right? Then they get into a big crash, like, well, I don't know what happened. I don't know why I wrecked. Well, you're being dumb, okay? That's just it. So sometimes that happens. Because I have so many titanium implant. If I get cold, I stay cold. I get it, Smarty Cowboy. You're right. Once that metal in your body gets cold, man, whoo. God bless all those who face the extreme weather and clear the roads in the salt. Toby, you're absolutely right. And Toby, you met one of those guys when you met Eric when he came to the Fireside Chat with the Boys meetup in Ohio. Him and Roguelite Andy rode together and came in. Eric does work for a local PennDOT, and he's one of those guys, man, that braves the cold and the snow and gets in his vehicle and he drives to work. He comes over here. He works right, I mean, literally 5 minutes down the road. I could walk to their shed down there. But he drives probably about 20 miles to get here in his own personal vehicle, and then he jumps in the big dump truck with the big plow in the front and goes on. And he takes care of our roads. And you're right, bless those people. I tell you what, because they have a tremendously hard job. We don't give them enough credit. And everybody wants to complain and gripe about, my road's not clean. Well, get out there and buy yourself a pickup truck and get a plow and plow your road. I mean, yeah, the PennDOT here in Pennsylvania, and I'm sure you have West Virginia DOT, you have Tennessee DOT, Department of Transportation. You know, they do their very best with limited resources. Around here, our road departments can't find drivers. There's, and the reason that is, I'm going to tell you why that is, exactly why. It's not that there's not a lack of CDL drivers. The gas well industries around here pay these drivers such a high rate of pay that the Department of Transportation can't match it. So a lot of the guys have quit PennDOT and they went to these gas well companies and they drive their big rigs. So that is why they can't find enough drivers. It's not a lack of CDL drivers. It's just there's just not enough of them that want to accept lower wages when you're offering higher wages. Why would you? That doesn't make sense. Tin Wingman, good morning to you. Glad to have you on board there. Because I have so many, I'm just going through some of these chats. Amen to them, and also the electric lineman. Oh yeah, electric lineman, man. And I could talk about those guys. Don't worry, there's almost no diesel left, so flying won't be an issue. Pete's 1800 said, Pete, I hope you're kidding me. I'm going to tell you about a shorties last night that I found out. Oh my God, you're going to laugh on this one. This is hilarious. I called Miss HR and she about fell off the phone laughing so hard about this one. Bob Nelson, good morning. Minimoto. I like how Philly puts plows on their trash trucks. Two birds with one stone. That's a smart idea. Marine Rider, there is definitely a shortage of truck drivers across the board. Yeah, I'm sure there is. You know, when I was a young man in high school, I wanted to drive tractor trailer truck, and I'm glad I didn't. I have a acquaintance on YouTube. We talk back and forth, and you guys have seen. I think he did an intro for me before. I'm sure he did. His name is Goofy Bastard. If you're not watching his channel, guys, please support the guy and give him a subscription. You know, watch his videos. And I don't know what he's going to be producing now. Obviously, it's cold. He lives in Pennsylvania. He lives more towards the east coast of Pennsylvania. And he is a tractor trailer driver. So he is bringing your products probably to your local stores so you can purchase those. So give Goofy Bastard some love. Check out his channel. Please subscribe to him. He's a really nice guy. We chat back and forth every now and then. And just a super guy. I hope I get out there to meet him this summer. That's a plan of mine. And when I'm out there, I'll probably meet Jackie Boy, Real Jackie Boy, and Lovely Luella. Of course, they're not on here yet, so maybe I should take them off my list. No, I'm just kidding. They were very, very good people. Let's see. Buck Brown, good morning. Not really a shortage of truckers, but a shortage of common sense in the trucking industry. And again, I've never worked in the trucking industry, so I don't know exactly what you're talking about. But, you know, there's a shortage of everything. So here is one. And guys, if I get off topic, I tell my students this. If I get off topic, put it in the chat room and say, wait, HDR, you're going to talk about this. And keep me kind of grounded because I kind of move around on this show. We often know that. And I had a couple comments a few weeks ago. Man, your live stream is stupid. It's a motorcycle live stream and you don't talk about motorcycles too much. And that was the accent the guy typed with. He kind of sounded like that. You need to talk more about motorcycling and riding a motorcycle. Well, I don't always talk about motorcycling on this channel. This is a community-based channel also. We talk about all things that are interesting, right? That's what we want to talk about. So Chuck Henson said, I drove semi over the road for a while. It's a hard job. A lot of people can't pass the drug test to get their license. Toby Northern, Harley Day Rider and all. What are your thoughts on YouTube emphasizing shorts in 23? Anyone watch Full Throttle Hogs on this change? I have not. I'll talk about it though. My views. We who drive know the biggest shortage is lack of parking. That's funny. So where was I going with this? See, I get off topic and I can't remember. Anyway. So, the shortage. So I went down to the local brewery yesterday. Boy, that always is a bad thought, huh? I went down to the local brewery yesterday. I was looking to buy myself a six-pack. You know, a six-pack of Coors Light cans. And I looked into the refrigerator for the Coors Light cans. There was none. There was a shortage of cans, a shortage of aluminum. No, that's not true. No, I went to buy, Penn Brewery has a beer out. And if you've never tasted this, guys, and you like beer, even if you hate beer and you love nut rolls, and I even told the beer distributor guy, I said, look, buddy, I said, this beer is one of the most dangerous beers probably on the market. It tastes exactly like a cinnamon nut roll. It is absolutely amazing. And it's called Nut Roll. I said, how come you don't have a nut roll? It's a seasonal beer for Christmas time, obviously, right? That's when we eat nut rolls. He said, you aren't going to believe this. And I said, I believe anything these days because I am a true believer of anything that can happen. He said, there's a shortage of glass. I said, shortage of glass? He said, well, not just glass. There's a shortage of glass beer bottles. I don't know why, but there is. The company can't get their hands on enough bottles to bottle this beer, so they can't get the cases out. Now, remember, this is seasonal beer. This is now what? November the 19th. Christmas is like 3 weeks away, 3 or 4 weeks away. 4? About 4 weeks. Thanksgiving is like next week, and this is a very seasonal Thanksgiving type beer because it tastes like a nut roll. And nobody has it yet. He said they've been calling the distributor, and the distributor says, look, the bottle shortage, they just haven't been able to bottle it. Here's another one. If you like Rolling Rock, I don't know who likes Rolling Rock, but if you do, I mean, it's not a bad beer. They cannot get green bottles. Rolling Rock is not producing zero right now, except in the tap. So they do obviously have kegs, but they cannot get their signature green bottles from anywhere. So there's going to be a shortage of Rolling Rock beer if you're a fan of Rolling Rock. Sounds like the opening of a joke. I went down to the brewery the other day. Yeah, doesn't that sound like a joke? Yep, that I got to use that. I got to write that down somewhere. Buck Brown said when the world shut down and stuff hit, the truck stops weren't open for the drivers to get food and showers. Bad deal. Chuck, that's a super bad deal. Harley 103. I know a truck driver whose job it is to back up tractor trailers on large loading yards because a lot of the new drivers can't do it properly. I thought backing a trailer would be part of the test. Yeah, you would think so, right? Um, Still on the road. Rolling Rock is a really good water. If you need hydration, Rolling Rock is the answer. Toby, that's really funny. And we always tell Bob that too. Did you guys ever notice Bob on our shows? He likes Coors Light, man. Even when we travel together, he likes to buy, a 6-pack or 12-pack of Coors Light. The man loves it. So, and I used to drink Coors Light like it was going out of style, man. It's one of the best beers if you're outside and you're building a deck. My son and I were outside building our deck, and it took us 2 days, but we went through like a 30-pack of Coors Light, man. It's very, very refreshing type of a beer, right? But Yingling beer for me, I love Yingling Jim. It's a very, very good beer, and I occasionally buy Yingling. I like Yingling Black and Tan. I don't know if you guys ever tried Black and Tan, but that's a really, really good beer. Right now, I've been buying Samuel Adams Winter Lager. So I got some of that in the fridge right now. It's a good beer. It's not bad. You can't drink more than 2 of them though because you're going to pass out in your chair. You're not going to be able to do anything. You're just going to be out. So I remember Iron City beer. I preferred Radiator Water, Dusty Chronicles. Yep, the good old Iron City. My brother-in-law drank a lot of Iron City beer, man. That's a Pittsburgh tradition there. So Morning Bodine 52. We're just talking about you with your Coors Light and how much you love Coors Light. Not a bad thing, right? We all have our specialties. We all have our drink of choice, I guess you could say. There are beers you drink after cutting the grass. There are beers you want to drink to chill out. Minimoto said, you are right. And you guys, it's funny, Minimoto, like with talking like that, with a very sensible comment that we didn't have a beer together at VAM. We're going to have to check that out this next year and try to get together and sit down and have a beer. Maybe just one of those chill out beers. So, but anyway, everybody's in the house. We're talking about stuff. We talked about, what did we talk about so far? Excuse me. I've been up since 5, maybe 4:30, give or take. Grading papers. It's a great thing to do on a Saturday morning. You wake up early Saturday morning, you grade papers from your students, and they're always they're a joy. Sarcastically, as he says, they're a joy. Hey, here's one for you. This is a great one, guys. I'm going to type this in there in the chat room because I want you to actually see this as I tell you this thing. This is a sign that I seen yesterday. When I seen it, I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, what the heck? That I seen at a gas station yesterday. Now, it's one of those big lit signs outside their gas station. It was so hilarious, I had to send it to Mrs. HDR. This is what it said, guys. And then it said, put those two together. See, you see the quality you're getting out there today? It was so funny. Guys, the sign said, cents off every gallon. Now that's okay, but when you looked at the word, it was S-C-E-N-T-S. Cents. Not C-E-N-T-S, like the money. It was the one that you smell. And that just shows you that the common, whatever this person, I wanted to stop in the store, take a picture and be like, can you give me some smelling off of my gas? And they'll be like, what? Like, I don't know who wrote this, but apparently if you're hiring everyone, that's what you get, right? Who knows? Maybe give them a spelling test before you hire them. I'm just saying. It is deodor, yeah. It is deodorized. She's going to kill you. Who's going to kill me? Nobody's going to. It's fine. Few inches. Oh, morning, Ricky. It's deodorized. Not much up here. 5 cents off. Yeah, yeah. But I love the scent of gas. By the way, thank you for those who joined the Facebook Live Content Creators Workshop this past Tuesday. Toby, I forgot all about it. But anyway, thought that was Mrs. No, Bodine. I seen it. I was going to the store and I texted her right away and I sent her that was on the sign and she just laughed. I mean, that's hilarious. Somebody had that on a digital sign, dude, outside of a store. Like if you pull in, you get like smelling off of your gas, off of every gallon. That's incredible. So, but yeah. So if you guys are in the market and you are you in the hiring process or you're one of the people that hire people, guys, give them a spelling test. And I know, and I tell my kids all the time, I'm not, the world's greatest speller. Many of us don't. We type documents, we use spell check, we use Grammarly to fix the grammar a little bit. But at least proofread something before you're putting it out in the American public. I mean, that was pretty lame. It was funny. Maybe they did it because it was so funny. Maybe they figured I'll get customers if I make this weird, funny. People come in and ask, what is it? A scent? What is a smelling off my gas? So it is unbelievable. But in today's modern world, guys, when you can't find workers and you hire people, you bring them in and not that everybody in the world, don't get me wrong, everybody in the world deserves a job, man. Everybody deserves to work, and I really feel strongly about that. And everybody deserves to earn, they talk about a livable wage, which I don't even know what the hell that is anymore. I think every American needs to make at least $125,000 to be a livable wage. But people are struggling out there, dude. I mean, people are really, really, really struggling. I go to the store now and I look at stuff and it's like, I don't buy it because it's just ridiculous. And I'll come home, Miss HDR's like, well, where's the other half of the groceries I asked you to buy? I said, I decided not to buy those because their prices are out of this world, I went out, I had to buy a can of Crisco. Does everybody know what Crisco is? So again, we're getting a little off topic here, but a can of Crisco is a can of grease. It's lard in a can. Now, Crisco is really nice in a deep fryer. You put it in because it gels and it won't spill out of your cupboard, right? So it's really nice stuff. Now, a can of Crisco used to be like, I don't know, $3 or $4. I mean, it's a can of lard, guys. It's grease. Now, it's $10 a can for Crisco. $10 a can? It's like, geez, man, this lard stuff's getting pretty expensive. I don't know why. I learned to spell at Sheets. Yeah, see? Sheets is exactly where you learn to spell. Toby, I just show one thumbs up there. Yeah, I wanted to watch that one, Toby, Tuesday night. You guys were talking about, and I sent a message to, who did I send a message to? Oh, crap. She's going to kill me. Your other host on there. Anyway, from Florida. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? They were having a conversation around drones and using drones in your videos and all that. And I sent her a message because a lot of people don't know. And I know I talked to a lot of you here. Oh, Windrow Therapy, there you are. Hey. Speak of the devil. I was just talking about you. So I sent Windrow Therapy a message about drones because a lot of people don't realize that if your channel is monetized, you have to have a Part 107 FCC license. Part 107, not FCC. Part 107 license from the FAA. I'm sorry, not FCC. And you have to keep that license with you at all times when you're out flying it, if you get stopped or whatever. But if you're making money on that drone video, you have to have a license. There's only 2 exceptions I found so far in the United States where you don't need that. And love me or hate me for this, I'm going to tell you that as far as I know, this is factual. If your million dollar Bogan does not need it, he was able to do it and be just fine because he's from another country. And Itchy Boots also did not have one, as far as I know, because she is also from another country. So they can come into the U.S., fly their drones, use that footage in their videos, and be perfectly fine. But if you live here, you have to have a license to do that. If your channel is not monetized, right? Like a lot of you know, my new channel, Jack's Rides, Miss HR is saying, well, that's great. Now you can take the drone out. You can actually do drone footage. I can ride. I'm going to get it to follow me and try to do some of that kind of stuff to see what happens. But I can use all the drone footage I want on there because I'm not making any money off that channel. So that's how that works. But and the FAA license is not hard to get, folks. It's not that big of a deal. You do have to study a little bit. There are great courses on the internet that you can take. Reading aeronautical maps, I think, is the hardest thing on people to learn, but your brain can take in and learn anything. I mean, come on, you can spell, like, I have 3 cents, like SCENTS. Okay, that person's not going to pass the Part 107. Here's the next thing. Need a license even if you don't live here. Okay, Paul, so I'm just putting that out there. That's my assumption. Maybe they do. Maybe they both have their license, or maybe they both have pilot license from their countries. And I don't care. It's amazing to me. If you watch $1 Million Bogan, he gets off his bike and he flies his drone, right? If you watch Itsy Boots on her motorcycle, guys, she really trusts this drone thing, right? I'm scared to death of mine, but she'll put it up there. It'll be up there maybe, 1,000 feet. And she just rides through those mountains and it follows her. Mine would be gone. Myself, Bodine, and Colin seen that one day. I was in back of the house. We were in Ohio, and it went up and it went, see you later, and it took off. It just went out of there and took off. So that was pretty crazy. Can you sense people? Take tests for me. There you go. My drone has been put away, Ricky KM said. When road therapy, Minimoto therapy. I love your new bike. The color is beautiful. That was the top 3 year that was shopping. I got to check that out. HDR's drone has multiple personalities. It was possessed. You're right, Bob. It was absolutely possessed. It is also illegal to fly that way. Must maintain visual contact of the drone. Pete, you're absolutely right. That is one of the stipulations and one of the rules and the laws. I can tell you guys, even if you're flying your drone and you're not monetized, you must go on the FAA's website and it's like a 20-minute thing. You watch a video and you answer like 6 questions. You must have a recreational pilot's license for that drone. Recreational. Doesn't cost you anything. You just go on, you fill it out, it emails you a certificate. I have mine. I actually put it in the drone bag. The idea behind that is if you're out and you're flying it somewhere, like we have that local lake I go to all the time, and there's a sheriff there. If that sheriff would come over to me and say, excuse me, HDR, but do you have your recreation or a Part 107 license? I have to be able to present that to them and say, yes, here's my license. If not, they can confiscate your drone. They could just take it. There's nothing you can do about it. So I don't know if you get to pick it up later, how that works, where it goes. Maybe to the great drone gods in the sky. I don't know. Hobbyists need to get a permit thing. Bob Nelson is like a drone expert. Yeah, Bob has been flying his drone a lot. It's a certificate for recreational drone pilots. You're absolutely right. There is a certificate for that. The FAA is also getting ready to change the rules on recreational pilots. Huge changes. Speeding car, fly drone out of range, living on the edge. There you go. If you watch Bob and Colin fly their drones, we got to spend time with them in Tennessee. You guys remember that about 2 years ago. And we spent a week with them in a cabin. Those guys, they put these drones up, and I mean, they were out there, man, way out over the mountains, over this lake. You could still see them. They were within sight, so perfectly within the law. But way out. Mine would go, yeah, boosh. Mine would be in the lake. So I don't do that. If you ever see any of my drone video, I go straight up, pretty high, and I turn it around. And I come straight back down. That's my drone flying. And, my goal is next summer is to get better at drone flying and learn more about it. But there are some rules coming up. Weight of the drone comes into play for that. Rogue Glide India does not come into play for that. The only thing a weight of a drone comes into play is if it's under a certain weight limit, you don't have to register it, which costs you $5. But you do have to have your licenses, either a recreational pilot license or a Part 107. Don't get me wrong on that. It's absolutely, positively the way it works. So check it out. But get your recreational license, guys. It takes you 20 minutes. I know Bob, when I told Bob and Colin, they both jumped on. They took the little quiz and they both got their recreational licenses too. It's no big deal. But get that. But yeah, if it's under a certain weight, you don't have to register with the FAA, which when Colin sent me the drone, I called him up. I said, dude, what's this registration? And there's a serial number on every drone. You go on the FAA's website and you register it. Don't go through those bogus sites where it's like $80 and I'll register it. It's like $5 and it's registered for life. Once you register one drone, all your drones are registered under that, which is pretty interesting. And I don't know exactly, how that works, how they have the serial numbers to all those drones, but yeah, under 250 grams or 0.5 pounds, no registrations on the drone. Pete, you're absolutely right. That is the way it works. There's no registration. I'm torn between a drone and an Insta360 camera. Smyrna Cowboy said, I can see like 20 miles, really. Yeah, I know. Bob has good eyesight. Payne's Rods. Practice flying in the house in the winter. You'll be better fast. That is true, and I could chase Mrs. HDR around the house with my drone. That would be kind of fun. Toby Nord coffee, flat boat, coffee with HDR, peaceful morning. Thanks, Toby. Nice to see everybody coming through here and coming in here. Got a fine group this morning. Let's see here. Oh, Toby said mid-roll commercial. Toby is my director on this show. Have you ever known? And I really appreciate that because I just get off topic here. Let's stand by, guys, for station identification. Let's do that now.
It's snowing right now and it's below freezing. It's really unsafe to ride. But what's never unsafe? Is coffee with HDR. Let's get into it.
Toby, thank you once again for that lovely introduction. I've been waiting for my two buddies, and they said, well, Bob said, how come you never asked us, man? What are we, chopped liver? Bob, I would love to have an intro video from you. Guys, I'm putting that out right now to everybody during a live show. Bodine52, can you please do an intro video for Coffee with HDR? And same for Colin. He's not here right now. He's probably working, but I will also ask him. But I would like to have an intro video from Bob. I know he shoots a lot of good video. So we'll get an intro from him hopefully for next week, Bob. That would be wonderful. So there is your invite. I hope to have that. So what's the challenge, HDR? I have 3 made. Bob, send them over, man. You can text me, or the easiest way is, as long as they're not large video, obviously, you can email them to me and attach it to an email, and that's how I usually get those videos. So anyway, somebody said, what's the challenge? I did forget about the challenge, didn't I? So here is, Paul said, what's the challenge? Here is the Ice Bucket Challenge, the challenge of the winter, the challenge every day. What I want to challenge you with, and I've asked people a few weeks ago, and I watch your videos, I never see it on there, and I was like, maybe they're not taking me serious, right? Maybe they're like some of my students in my classroom that don't believe that I'll give you a 0 if you earned a 0. They're like, why didn't you give me a better grade? Why didn't you do the assignment? It's very simple math. If you do the assignment, I give you a good grade. If you don't do the assignment, you don't get the grade. A lot of you have fallen short. You haven't done the assignment, which is this week's challenge. So guys, this week's challenge, many of you have been with me here since the very beginning of Coffee with HDR, some 97 shows ago, and I don't even know when it started, but it was many, many moons ago. The planet has rotated many, many times since I have started this program. My challenge to you is, I need you in your videos to do a shout out for Coffee with HDR. That's my challenge. Let's get more people watching Coffee with HDR so we have a bigger group of folks to chat with. I know we have a fine group in here right now, and I'm very thankful for that. But I was thinking this morning, how can we produce, well, Toby is, as I said, my producer, but how can we promote Coffee with HDR? And I looked on Facebook, and I did this Facebook boost thing. It said, if I pay Facebook, Meta is now their official name, and Zuckerberg, which probably doesn't need any more money, $99, they'll put my Coffee with HDR like ad or post out there to hundreds of people. $99? I have friends that can promote it through your channels, and you can get more people coming over here. Tell your friends about it. Tell your family. At Thanksgiving dinner next week, yeah, this will be, next week was Thursday. It's before Saturday. So next week at Thanksgiving dinners, you're sitting around your dinner table and you're talking with your family and everything, and you're munching on your turkey. Say, hey, you guys watch Coffee with HDR? What? What is this Coffee with HDR you speak about? Oh, it's a fine show. It's every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is on HDR Adventures or Harley Day Riders YouTube channel. Both of those now will work because I did get to handle HDR Adventures. So there you have it. And they'll be like, oh, pass me some potatoes. HDR Adventures? Woohoo! I want to see that Coffee with HDR. And yeah, and then you'll pass them some salad and some, salad dressing. And so in between all that munching and eating, talk about Coffee with HDR. That's going to be the challenge. That's going to be what we want to do out there. Just try and catch up on some of these. Toby, I did an icebreaker challenge. Well, stationed in Italy. My daughter did it. She was like 7. That is pretty funny. I'm just trying to see here. Roguelite Andy. Hard day, Roy. I sent you another intro. Guess you're not going to use it. I didn't see your intro, Roguelite Andy. I didn't see your second one you sent. Maybe you have to send it again. Guys, I can tell you one thing. I don't know about you, but I get about 1,000 emails a day. And if I miss it, it gets buried. I don't go back through and read everything. It's my downfall in my lifetime. But yeah, guys, if you send it, Andy, I'm sorry. Send it again. I've done that HTR, but I'll do it again, Bob said. And Bob Nelson does. And Bob, thank you so much. You do, and you have talked about Coffee with HTR on your videos because I've seen it. And I do appreciate that. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying you have to or anything, obviously. But, in the hindsight of, it's getting cold outside. It's winter time. I know you guys are going to start kicking some garage videos. I know I told Miss HR, if I don't put this part on this motorcycle this weekend and do a video, the company is not going to like me anymore. They sent me this product about 2 months ago, and it's still sitting here. So it's probably me being lazy, going out. I got to tear the bike apart and everything and do all that again and all that work. You're like, oh, my goodness, So Thanksgiving will be Thursday this year. Yes, Mike Benign, it is Thursday. It is next Thursday, actually. It's not easy to be popular and beautiful. Pains rides, but you are popular and you're beautiful, buddy. I got a picture with you, and Miss HR seen that picture, and she said, who's that good-looking man? I said, well, honey, that's me. And she goes, no, that tall, good-looking man with that nice, smooth head. I said, that's Pains rides. She goes, yeah, that's the one. So, yeah, Pains. She did. She said that. So, I would say what happens in the workshop stays in the workshop, but that's not what I want. I do not do videos, but I will tell my friends. Debbie, that's great. See, she's going to tell her friends. She's going to go to her meetings, and she'll say, hey, you need to watch my brother's videos and check him out on Saturday mornings. Because we do. This channel is very versatile. Pains I said he was talking about. Oh, thanks, Payne. Thanks, buddy. I'll try to be nicer. I'll try to comb my hair in the morning for Coffee with HDR. But I'm putting a hat on. Doesn't really matter. Hey, guys, look, I got one of the shirts that my viewers absolutely love. This is a shirt that everybody loves. Check it out. Here you go. Huh? Canada, baby. Canada. Huh, no snow in Canada right now, is there? Yeah, maybe there is. Maybe there is some snow in Canada. Ricky says, my wife's new bike is at the dealer's getting some warranty work done, so I will have to be riding in this cold weather on salty roads. Yuck. Oh, that's not good, Ricky. Um, let's see. Oh, Roguelite Andy, that's why. If you send it to me in a text, guys, I can't use it. I can't. You can't get a video off your phone on a text message and put it on the computer. It doesn't work. And I'm a computer guy. I do remember you sending me that. Send it to me in an email so I can download it to the computer, put it in the folder, and get it in the rotation for the openers, okay? So that's how I have to have it. That's what happened, Roguelite, and I remember that. And I meant to text you back, but there's no way for me to get it off my phone onto the computer. It just doesn't work. So anyway, but yeah, send it back in. I will definitely use it. I do appreciate those, and for sure. Many of you send those in, and Toby's this week was completely unsolicited. He put it together and he just emails me and he drops one in every now and then, a new one every now and then, and I appreciate it. I mean, he is my producer, so the guy does a fine job with the videos. So okay, let's get back to the thing. Either the drone or the Insta360 cameras or the GoPro 360. I don't know the difference. I don't own one. I know Roguelite Andy just got a new Insta360, and he just has a video up now where he's talking about either it or a GoPro 360. So he's doing a comparison between the two. So check that out if you're kind of on the fence. Smyrna Cowboy said that either buy a drone or a 360 camera. Guys, the only thing I can tell you about the 360 camera is you don't need a license to use it. Now, with that said, I know quite a few people that have a 360 camera. And the biggest complaint that I've heard is you have to edit the footage first, like on your phone, on your smartphone, and then send it to yourself and put it in your other editor to blend that in with your software, whatever you're using to edit videos with, to blend it in with your GoPro video. So, you know, the 360 is totally different. I know Moose has one. And he complains about that all the time. That's the hardest part of having an Insta360. I kind of thought, why didn't they make an Insta360 where you can just take the SD card out, you know, put it in your card reader right here. Well, focus. Right here. Anyway, card reader. And there's little card reader slots in it. So why can't I just put the thing in there, plug it in my computer, and use the video? I don't know how it works. I don't have one. And I'm sure you guys are going to put it in the chat here. Gliding on 2, good morning. Glad to have you on board here with us this morning. Chuck says, get a trailer. Shoot, I just rode up to South Carolina from Florida, and it's cold. Talking my butt back tomorrow. And I'm taking my butt back tomorrow. There you go. Back to Florida. Yeah, by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everyone, Bob Nelson said, and I will close this segment today with that. So we're not quite there yet. Honestly, I wouldn't buy either. Pete's 1800 said, and Pete, that's my opinion. I was watching a very, very good live stream, actually, Tuesday? No, Sunday. Last Sunday at 2 o'clock. Toby Northern's on it. David from Nepal, his name is long, I always forget it. He's not a bad guy. We had Sinister Clutch, which I had Sinister Clutch do a coffee thing intro. Mr. McStash is on that show, and 2 other guys I don't know was on that show. They were talking about all these cameras and all this gear, and Anonymous Biker put in there, and I don't believe this. Anonymous Biker put in there, he said something about he's not buying anything else for YouTube, no more camera gear, because he feels that motovlogging is dead. So that's what Anonymous Biker put in. He's not here this morning to tell me that, but I did, like I said, he did put that in the live chat on last Sunday at 2 o'clock. Toby Norris says, Insta360 has a desktop app. Okay, but Toby, so tell me, do you have to do it in that app first? And then can I put my GoPro footage in that same app? Is it just a regular video editor? Or I gotta use 2 different ones? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Roguelite said, I could do it all on my computer, and Power Director has 360 editing. Well, that's nice. That is really super cool. I use my 360 camera all the time to edit the clips in Adobe Premiere. Ricky, that's great. That's nice to know. Insta360 has a computer app that works great. You also have a touch screen. Okay, Windrow Therapy. Don't forget to hit the like button. Windrow Therapy, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. Quick plug, the next Facebook workshop is all about 360 cameras, and that's going to be a good one. So we'll have to watch that on Facebook. And Final Cut Pro has 360 editing. That's good to know, Pete. I didn't know that. I think it depends on your editing app. You're very right. Pink's Adventures, good morning. I find that there are only a few 360 videos that's good to watch. Some of the 360 footage is moving around too much for me. I almost get vertigo watching some 360 footage. You know where 360 footage would be fun, guys? On your drone. Would that not be awesome? Get that drone up there, man. Get that whole 360 footage, like around the world shot, buddy. That would be absolutely amazing. I don't own a 360 camera, and I don't have any plans on buying one. The expense, the outlay of the money there is very large. It's like, what, $400 for that camera? And it's just not me. That's not my style, right? We all have our own style. And my style, even the handlebar stuff, the handlebar camera style is, I like the dual shots. Mrs. HDR said she hates looking at me on the motorcycle. No, she didn't say that. She says, I actually had a comment one time, said, here's the comment. I'll put it back in context. Hey, bud, I was watching your YouTube videos, and I see you have a handlebar camera on there now pointing at you. I don't want to see you. I want to see where you're riding your motorcycle. Just do the front GoPro. Thank you for your support. That's kind of what he said. Maybe he's from Barnum and James. I don't know. But, and I was like, dude, that was pretty rude, But anyway, I feel the 360 would be great for B-roll, but not for me. I like the cinematic film. Pete, I'm with you. I kind of like that also. And guys, I'm not dogging your 360 cameras. I think it's absolutely wonderful. Everybody needs what I'm getting at. Everybody needs their own style, right? I have a certain style. Bob has a style. Colin has a way of doing his videos. Itchy Boots has a way of doing her videos. $1 Million Bogan doesn't wear a helmet camera. Anybody ever notice that? And he is absolutely super popular on the internet. And unless you're Mrs. HDR, she doesn't really dig him because of the way he speaks and some of the loud, vulgar words that he uses. But maybe that's why a lot of people follow him. I don't know. But he doesn't even use a helmet cam. So everybody has their own style. And find your style, stick to it, and enjoy it. Do your thing. That's what YouTube is about. Let's go back to one last. Oh, wait. Gliding on 2. Gliding on 2 does have one, and I seen it VAM. He had it up on a big pole on the back of his motorcycle, way up high. It looks like a big antenna, right? I used a 360 camera and a drone for the channel. You get some great footage with them. As long as you don't move them too often, you get dizzy quick. Perfect. Gliding on 2. Thank you for that. Okay, Toby says, I'm sure that there's a balance with music, transactions, etc. I bought Insta360 One RS because it gives me the option to do 360 and point of view from my helmet. Again, you're right. That's exactly right. As the magpie flies, does 360 footage the best. And yeah, she has a new video too, just came out. I haven't seen it yet, so I got to go back and watch that. But anyway, yeah, so Judy, good morning. Nice to have you on board there with us this morning. And Glides on too, if I missed saying that. Moose used his 360 at the Grand Canyon, has some super great views. If you guys don't check out Moose, check out him. He's a really super close friend of Mike Killy7. Mike hasn't been doing any videos lately, but I haven't checked out his other channel. He got like a tuba channel now, or a bazoo channel or something. He's playing music, and Mike's kind of getting into another part of another hobby. So he started another YouTube channel, which is smart. Keep your hobby separate. Keep your motorcycle separate, right? If you have an adventure bike, you have a dirt bike, and you have a street bike, you should have 3 YouTube channels. That's just the way it works. I find it to be very, very interesting, to say the least. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with today. So the other day I was riding a motorcycle, and I posted a video. I posted a video, and I had a t-shirt on and fingerless gloves. I got so much hate mail that I was thinking, wow, this is horrible. I always say, if you have nothing good to say on a YouTube comment, just don't say anything. Just move on. Be like a couple of my viewers. They just give you the old thumbs up emoji and, the little wave emoji. That's fine. You don't have to dog anybody, right? And that's just the way it works. And a lot of you guys know that's true. Even if I have a question about audio or question about something on your video didn't seem quite right, or something didn't seem or didn't sound quite right, or the audio was too loud, I texted Bob one day and I said, Bob, I watched, he sent us a sample video. I put up my TV and the music cut that he did was so loud. And he said, wow, you're right, man. Thank you. But I didn't comment that. I just text you and say, hey, look, here's an issue you might be having. And I would hope that you text me and say, hey, HDR, you put an intro to your video and the audio or the sound was too loud. Help me, help each other. That's what we do here. That's our thing, right? Helping each other. So, Painstar said, I'm not managing 3-channel. Oops, just spelled that wrong. You're not managing? You're Painstar, why aren't you managing? So I did want to say hi to my grandson. I told my son to have him watch today. Hopefully he's still watching. I don't know. It is his 6th birthday. Number 6 birthday. So everybody say happy birthday to HDR's grandson. I won't put his name on here because he's only 6. And I don't want to give a child's name over the internet. That's never a good thing. Very bad idea. So. But, so anyway, but what I'm getting is I have full gear, guys. You've seen I have the pants, I have the coat, I got armor gloves, I got a helmet, built for, I can go to Beirut and go to combat with this helmet if I have to. And it will withstand everything, the Kevlar, the padding in there, and best helmets that money can buy, right? And I had a t-shirt on with fingerless gloves because some days it's going to be 95 and you're just going to ride that way. And, we have guys around here in Pennsylvania that ride, I don't even think they own a helmet. And there's guys around here all the time that ride without helmets. I find it very hard. I can't get the GoPro to stick to my chin. I've tried. I put the tape on there and it just keeps falling off my beard. So I have to have a helmet on to have my GoPro, right? Because if you're not filming, you're not riding. Right? That's a comment made by many YouTubers out there, believe it or not. I would suggest, and I have it laying right over there, I have a quarter helmet, just put that on every now and then. Take your bike out for a ride, listen to the engine, because if you're always filming and you always have a full face helmet on, you may have a piston or a lifter that's going bad on your motorcycle, and you've never heard it because you're always talking to yourself and doing YouTube videos, right? I know the motorcycle's a great prop for YouTube, but also make sure it's always running well, okay? That's the advice I'm going to leave you with this week. Listen to your motorcycle. And always pay attention to what they're telling you because that engine is a knocking and a rocking. They always say if the vans are rocking, don't come and knocking. Well, if the motorcycles are rocking, you better listen to the knocking because you're going to have one hell of a problem. And you'll never know if you don't put a quarter helmet on every now and then. Take a ride and listen to your motorcycle, right? It's very, very, very important. My dad would have been 113 today. Chuck, that's amazing. Everybody's saying happy birthday to the little guy there, to the HDR grandson. He's a super kid, and we're going down there. Actually, it's his birthday this weekend, but they're having a little get together for him next Saturday, so we'll be going down to visit him and hang out with him a little bit next Saturday and take him some special grandpap and grandma gifts. Right? Wait, Miss HR's not a grandma; she's a Mimi. So don't ask me why. That's okay. We'll just let that one fall. So. I worry about the victory when I don't hear the engine noises. I hear you. So, there's a mechanic who told me that too. If you don't hear a tap in the engine, you might have a problem, right? The piston might be too tight. So I never thought of it that way. But anyway, listen to your motors, guys. Watch Kevin Baxter tear an engine out and show you what happens when you don't listen to the motor. And you'll be like listening all the time, right? You'll be putting a microphone on your engine and go like, oh, what do I hear? So don't forget to hug your motorcycle. Throttle therapy, good morning to you. And you're right, don't forget to hug your motorcycles. Mine are sitting down there in that cold garage. I go down there and I just, I rub their little seat and I'm like, it's okay. It's okay, boy and girl. I got a boy and girl motorcycle. It's okay. We shall ride again one day. And they're like, oh, please take me today. And I'm like, no, there's black ice out there. So, all right. But again, thanks everybody for coming here. You guys humble me each and every week. Please take that challenge and get the coffee they share out there on your channels. I'll be watching your videos to see if you give us a mention. I would appreciate that. Put a link in your comment section to the videos. that would help get some people over to the. And I'm just asking for a live stream, not even for the HDR Adventure videos. So, and I kind of ran out of HDR Adventure videos, guys. So, unfortunately, because it's winter time, I haven't been able to get the bike out there. I do have a couple new videos coming out on Jack's Rides. If you want to pick those up and go over and check those out, that would be greatly appreciated. If you would want to see some adventure riding at Jack's Rides, you can check those videos out, because I have a couple more that'll be coming out on there. They come out Mondays. So if you're looking this weekend and you don't see anything from me, just please have patience, because I can't get out and ride right now. It's too cold. So, but I want everybody out there to have a happy Thanksgiving. And, always think of those that don't have what you do. Give a minute of thought to the people that are struggling out there, that maybe they can't have a Thanksgiving dinner this year. If I can invite all those folks to my house to sit down with me and break bread, I would do that. But it's hard to get that many people into the house that need your help. So always think about them. And it's just something to ponder, as you're eating your turkey dinner with your friends and your family and you're having a great time, always just give a moment of silence for those that can't, for sure. And if you see somebody that you can help them out. That's American, right? That's how we are. Take care, everybody. I will talk to you next week again. Have a happy Thanksgiving and be safe out there if you're riding your motorcycles, for sure. As I said, ride your own ride, right? So myself, HDR, along with my friends here from Custom Dynamics, will be down and out once again in the beautiful HDR studios here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Good day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you back here next week. So long for now.